And,
hey, what's up?
Andy, pretty successful Samurai Shodown player. He's won. Very important. You're qualified for SWC, right?
Yeah. I got lucky.
You got lucky. You see, I mean, it looked convincing to me.
Oh man.
Well, here's the thing. I wanted really to talk to you because there's two events going on. There's Hyperdrive, and then there's Lunar Bout, and you're gonna go to both. And you're already qualified for, the World Championship. So obviously, you're not pressed to win that much. So at this point, I guess as a competitor, you're probably more. You just want to beat people. So
yeah.
So I have to ask, for Hyperdrive, who are the people you are trying to beat?
Oh man. Like last night, I was playing against Lagia, and he is really good. So I'm hoping to play him in tournament. So Lagia probably running back with Didi. I know he wants that run back. Yeah, it's those two, and like I guess our locals like Goro and Space and stuff. I haven't played them in like a big tournament setting yet. Only like locals or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And those guys, I don't know. They have like a mental thing against me where they just choke it up. But I'm sure on like a bigger stage, they'll probably play a lot better.
You I mean, do you think they choke just because they're like they really want to win? So they
yeah, I'm sure you feel the same way about the guys that you're locals, where they come like an inch away from beating you, but they throw the game away somehow.
No, yeah, that happens. Trust me.
Yeah.
There's a lot of times where I'm like, this is the day, and then for some reason they'll run up burst or some crazy shit and then lose immediately, and I just can't imagine why they did it, but they just choke for some reason.
Yeah, it's just they don't know how to finish the games. Like they'll start off, they'll beat you like super quick. Take the first game, you don't even know what the hell happened. Take the second, take the first round, and then they'll lose. It's weird.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, this game, I feel like I've played other fighting games throughout my entire I've loved fighting games for a long time as a kid and all that. But like me competitively, this game is the most stressful game to close out, only because I feel like this is the only game where a lot of the potential to win is in your hands, and there's not much. I feel like when I play other games, like when I used to like play Marvel on the side when I was starting to learn fighting games, or like Street Fighter 4, there were some moments where I'm just like, well, if it works, it works. It don't. So I'm just gonna let fate decide, because it's like you just have to guess. But in this game, I feel like to make a comeback happen, there's so much pressure on you to not throw it all away, because you have to make the decisions to multiple times back to back. You know, I mean, I feel like, I don't know if that's why, but I feel tense when I play this game to close it out, just merely because I just have to make a bunch of decisions back to back, as opposed to just sweeping someone in Street Fighter 4 with Akuma and then just run the mix up and whatever happens just happens.
Yeah, I feel the same way too. It's like I'm pretty sure you've seen those videos back in the day with like the Guile theme and stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's such a momentum based game where if you're a spectator watching and you played the game for a while, you could tell when someone's about to like run it back. Like they have like a pixel of health left, but all they have is their rage bar. But like they land this hit and they get this overhead or whatever, and this guy's already his cheeks are clenching already, right?
Yeah.
He knows he can't take any more hits, so he can't land a deflect or whatever. So they start playing literally like not to lose the round or not to lose the game, and that's when the aggressor starts winning. So I don't know. This game is hard for me to hold a lead for that exact reason, because like you know how all the previous games you kind of just had to chill for a little bit. When you have the lead, they come to you. Like with this game, like the more I've been playing it, the more I feel like the meta has changed, where you have the lead, but you still gotta press the issue just because of where you're at on the map, or how much meter he has, or you have like disadvantage when you're over here, or he has an advantage because his weapon extends longer. It's weird. There's a lot of stuff going on.
It's funny because like in this game, out of all the newer games anyway, this is the one I feel like the life lead means a lot. Like if you have a life lead in Samurai Shodown, you really can dictate the entire rest of the round.
Yeah, like with your character, like Tam, where he runs into someone just equally lame, like Earthquake or something.
Yeah.
The lead means so much because it's a 60-second clock. And it could go by really fast when you're playing at a slow pace like that. So every hit really counts. Even when it's getting like you're taking a hit, he's taking a hit, but you're getting as many like JDs as you can because you're just building that rage, right?
Yeah.
And then once you get near it, you start playing differently because you know you can take one more hit because you're gonna hit rage, you're gonna hit him harder than he's gonna hit you. So you're both staring at each other, but you're both looking at each other's meters at the same time, you know?
Yeah.
Even if it looks slow paced, it's not. Because I know your fucking heart is like beating like crazy, right?
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, believe it or not, I think the most tense moments are trading jabs. When you press jab and the guy recoils and you press jab back recoil, those to me, you're trying to sneak this little damage in, but trying to get that damage in can also lead to a deflect and you just losing. So to me, when I throw a jab back in retaliation, I'm just like,
yeah, you're like, pray to God he's not smart enough to deflect right now because he read my pattern, right?
Yeah, it's scary. Like the whole game is scary, and it's not like it's scary bad. It's just scary because it's fun. It's a fun scary because it's fun because you can really test your opponent's ability to adapt. And there are some characters in this game where you can just put a mix on someone. Very rare, but most characters in this game, it's all about adaptation and then hard punishment for them being obvious. Like I feel like the most obvious players just lose out real quick in this game, like really fast.
Yeah, this game you can't really run like a pattern, like the same mix-ups over and over and over, just because of all these different options you have of getting someone off of you, or kind of scaring them into not doing the same thing. Because most of the best pokes in this game are like mids, and you already know mids get deflected like crazy.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's all my character is.
Yeah, that's all your character. You have one attack that hits low, and it's like a striking attack, but the moment they block it, you're still fucked, right?
Yeah.
You have your heavy. So, yeah, you don't go for it often because you already know like a good player is gonna kill you if you do that. But yeah, it's crazy. Like I played Logia last night, and because of how like I feel like Japanese players play, they play kind of passive, and then there's certain aggressive players, but the majority of the time they're really passive. Logia is afraid to push buttons in the mid. I think it's because he plays score a lot, and the fact that he does that, he respects every single player, no matter how good or bad they are. He respects that any moment he's gonna get deflected. So every single time you see him throw a poke, like I can physically feel him like sweating, and then when you deflect him, he's just like fuck, like all hopes go down the drain. Like he shakes his head. It's funny because his training partner, the guy he traveled with, M Dash, he doesn't play the game. But M Dash is like watching and he's like laughing his ass off because he knows how stressful it is. and he's like top KOF guys are stressing out over this game. You can tell like how crazy this game gets.
I like it. It's fun. It's always fun. I like any kind of game that can show your ability to outplay. And yeah. I also like the game putting the comeback into your hands. I don't like. I also like you being able to keep yourself alive. Obviously, there's those moments in round 3 where Ethan is just that, and you've already popped a burst, so we have to guess. On there's that. I feel like
that's the only BS of the game. I'll live with that because you can't consistently BS somebody like that.
No, you can't. And then if you guess wrong, the guy wins automatically.
Yeah, you're like wide open,
Yeah, like even though run up Eason can be strong, it also is an instant loss. So I think I'll take that over a lot of other options in other games where the comeback mechanic is plus, and if they land, they win.
Right? V Trigger or like X Factor or something. Yeah.
Oh yeah, X Factor. That's the crazy one. Tekken, like the raise drives can get pretty crazy sometimes, but I think that one has Tekken's rage in general makes it really swingy. Like you'll keep winning, and then you just eat a hop kick into a corner mix and you died, and you could have like a full life lead.
I seen that back. It was like last season with Akuma, right? When he beat her like crazy.
Oh
the
yeah.
moment he hit rage, he's going in. Don't care.
Yeah, for sure. Because I mean, the reason why he was cheap though is because he had a low risk, low into a full combo that would kill you in one shot. So it was. Oh yeah. So it was like a low risk option that one shot is just. Of course, it was super strong.
Oh man.
But yeah, man, I'm pretty excited to watch y'all tomorrow. I'm excited to see you at Lunar Bout. I'm surprised you were coming. I mean, these tournaments are back to back, but I'm guessing since Hyperdrive is like in your backyard, it's not too big of a commitment.
It's not too big, yeah. And Lunar Bout, like Jeff and this guy John back in Boston, he was nice enough to like help me go there and stuff. They like covered for most of the trip. So yeah, I've been wanting to go to New York to play with those guys because, like, I feel like that's where most of the scene is at, is the East Coast heads. It's like, there's a little bit in the West, and then the Southern guys, like you guys, there's like good amount of players. Down the East, like when I went to ECT, it was like 150 players, and then before that, CO Otaku had like almost 200 players. So I feel like this whole scene, at least Samurai Shodown, is out there. That's like the mecca right now.
I feel like West Coast has a lot of good players, but I don't know how numerous y'all are.
I mean, I feel like the good players, it's like the SNK scene or something in general, where I feel like the good players scare off the guys that are trying to learn. Vi is very intimidating to play against, and I guess to a certain extent I'm intimidating to play against. But it's like, because they just get discouraged and they don't show up and stuff. It's a lot of things. Like we were trying to get the Street Fighter guys to play for a little bit, right? They get really discouraged, so they just go back and play Street Fighter. They just love playing what they know, you know.
No, I understand that.
Can't knock them for that. So
I'm lucky. Like I was able to convince a lot of the Street Fighter guys to play, but a lot of them here are kind of sick of it, except for Terrence.
Terrence is godlike. Holy shit. Dude, I ran into like a random Charlotte online. I was like, this guy's really good. Like his win percentage should be like a lot higher. I'm assuming it's low because he was learning at the time. But yeah, I'm like, he's good. There's this random name, and then he hits me up online. I'm like, oh crap, it's you. I played him at Canada Cup, and he was still learning, so he was all right. But then when I saw him online again, he just got like infinitely better. And then I found out he was playing with you guys, so makes sense.
He lives like 25 minutes from us, so we've been playing every week. Yeah. So we kind of got him up to speed really quick.
Now, he has fundamentals and stuff like anti-air and pokes and when not to push buttons. Like that guy knows everything.
Yeah, I pretty much bullied every Charlotte I've ever came across, but this guy, I finally had to relax a little bit on Terrence, and I could still win, but like now I have to think. Because before it was like I could autopilot on all the Charlotte players because they didn't they're so because Charlotte is one of those cursed characters that I feel like she gets so much reward out of playing like derpy with the stupid jump heavy, so some people just don't ever learn how to like properly play on the ground. But obviously Terrence is fundamentally strong and he knows that shit's not gonna last forever, so I had to actually like dial it back a little bit and just play conservatively. But he's pretty good now. I mean, he's definitely one of our upper echelon players now. It's probably just me, Bates, Terrence. And then we have Neil. Neil's also really good. Y'all don't know about Neil. He's kind of like an up-and-comer. He's actually like 18 years old. And he really likes Sam Show. He's surprised. I told him he's out of place because Samurai Shodown, like mostly older people play it.
Yeah,
But
you got a
he's,
youngin to play an old man's game. That's
yeah,
crazy.
he's like, I love old man's games. Like, I love these games because he's playing Garo now.
Oh shit!
Yeah, he
You
loves
gotta
that
play
game
a
too.
20-year-old game.
Yeah, he's like, this is cool. I'm like, damn, you have an old soul, man.
Damn.
But yeah, we're doing. I mean, Georgia, like, I don't know how y'all scene is, but like you said, with the bringing people to play something new, it wasn't easy. I had to me and Bates really had to talk to everybody to like teach them, like just teach them. We would sit them down, make them play because they keep saying they would but never would. So we made them play, and they're like, "Oh wait, I actually like this game." So we would play some more, and eventually they were hooked, and then we didn't have to do anything anymore. But we had to make efforts to, get people to try it. And then after a while, the people who do, obviously the game has dwindled because that's just the nature of fighting games. But we have enough people that we have a self-sustaining little scene going on, and I'm happy with it. I like everybody in our scene. There's not anyone in the Samurai Shodown scene down here that I dislike, and everyone's trying their hardest to get better.
Yeah. I was watching you play at KIT. There's a bunch of good players there. Like that Yoshitora player was out of nowhere. I've never seen him up until that point. He was really good.
I actually don't know. I didn't know that guy either. That guy's from like Arkansas.
Yeah. Apparently Arkansas has a scene, so.
Yeah, it's him and his. It's like, okay, so me and Bates, we live together, so we play each other all the time. But and technically Terrence now. Terrence lives 20 minutes away, but for the same reasoning, we play each other all the time. And those Arkansas boys, the two guys that were really good, Alpha Letter Soup and Peterix, they are brothers. They live in the same house, if I remember correctly.
Oh shit! Okay.
So offline training partners, top tier in any game, and I guess in Samurai Shodown, the online is so that getting offline sets that often is very strong.
Oh man, that's like the super like power up when you play like an offline session for a couple hours. It's like, because you know how when you play online it feels like it's underwater sometimes.
Yeah.
And then you take the game offline, and then all of a sudden you feel like this weight coming off your shoulder, like everything is hitting. You can see everything a lot easier.
You're anti-airing every time.
Yeah, right. Because before you've like been teleporting everywhere. Now you actually get to play. Man, that's why I play Basra offline, and it's totally different than Basra online. It's that one character. Where online he's untouchable, right? Because his images and stuff, you can't react to it. You can't react to it. You can't react to like the stand C, but like offline, I fucking deflect that shit every time I see it.
Oh yeah, like his 5C is, you don't realize how deflectable it is until you play it offline, and then you're like, oh wait, this is actually like, it's still a good button, obviously, but. You ain't gonna be throwing that shit out like they do it online all the time, because they be throwing the ball and 5C, throwing the ball 5C offline. If you throw that damn ball and another 5C's coming, I'm about to parry this shit.
Yeah, you're gonna die. You can't even throw the ball offline because of how slow it starts up.
Oh yeah, you
online,
can just get hit.
Yeah, online. Wow, it's rough that the scene is majority online. That's why we're like praying for a good netcode in the future and stuff. But with SNK games or this game in general, I feel like it's the only way to get to play players from the other side of the coast or the other side of your state or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Because when I don't know your scene when you started playing Street Fighter 4. My scene when Street Fighter 4 was going on, we still had an arcade scene, so we still had a place to meet up and everything. And we were still young at the time, like high school, college, or whatever. So your responsibilities wasn't that crazy. But like the older heads, you know how this game's like an older head game?
That now,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, we're all like working, or some of us even have kids. You're like lucky to get games on the weekends, you know?
Yeah. I'm fortunate. I don't ever take my shit for granted. The fact that I can play Terrence and Bates every weekend is almost unfair.
I know. You got Bates like crazy good. He was beating up on Chris G.
Well, I mean, Chris G did not.
Like, Chris G is like a top 3 player in my eyes. But, yeah.
I hope. Now I'm scared to not like perform, because now base
Yeah.
did so good. I'm afraid I'm gonna just look like trash compared to the base.
Oh
But yeah. Oh, so I actually wanted to ask you about this. I've been interested in asking you about this. So, do you have anyone to play offline on a regular basis outside of, you know, I guess someone from the scene, I guess?
I'm lucky enough to where I have like 3 really good players to play. I play against Space Detective a lot.
Hmm?
I get to play Goro, which is like this Yoshitora player that I'm pretty sure no one knows about, but I swear to God he could win like tournaments and stuff the way he plays. And then I have Vae. So each of them play like a good amount of characters outside of like, you know, grapplers or whatever, but yeah, I get a good mix of like experience playing with those 3 guys the most.
That's so strong. Just having people willing to play with you in the sets is so strong in this game.
Yeah, like we have like this bar that we go to on Thursdays and we just all sit there and play for like a couple hours. I remember ECT, I played with Vi for like 4 hours at this bar.
God damn.
We were just going over matchups and stuff, and he's just like giving me tips and crap. Yeah, because that guy's like super old school, right? So he'll tell you like, don't play with these guys. They're gonna download you. If you're gonna play like you're old. Like, all right. Let me grab my notebook. But yeah, I mean it worked. Like most of the stuff, he knows what he's talking about. He's been playing forever, so whatever he says, I try my best to listen.
Yeah, that dude's been around. That guy has been an active part of the community for a very, very long time. And
Yeah,
when I say he's active too, like I feel like that's an important word to like highlight. He's active. Like he's been around for a long time, but he's never stopped being around.
And I like it that he's pushing the game. Like I think this game really needs somebody like that to kind of push it, at least to like a bigger stage, you know.
Yeah.
I know we have Jeff with the online scene, but like the ultimate goal is to push it offline. You know, it becomes like the center stage, even if it's not the main event game. It's like the runner up. I'm fine with that, or it gets its own like major, like with a hyperdrive. You know, SNK major, because I feel like with so many fighting games coming out, like most of the major tournaments should structure it to the point where it's like you have this tournament for like Smash Brothers, you have this for 3D fighters, you have this for like tag games like Marvel or like BB Tag and stuff, and then you have one for like SNK games like KOF, Sam Show, the older KOFs.
I can agree.
Yeah,
We're getting to the point where every company has like 3 fucking fighting games a piece now. Now that ArcSys alone has like 4 active fighting game franchises.
Right. And you feel bad when these games get pushed to like secondary or third games on stream, or they don't get enough like exposure. Like I feel like the scene comes out so they could all get equal time, but the popular games tend to get more stream time, and like it kind of alienates the other part of the scene in a way. So like the whole new idea to bring out tournaments for specific type of games, like I could run with that.
Also like Hyperdrive and Lunar Bout, where it's just like,
Yeah,
hey, this is the SNK themed tournament.
Yeah, like people tune in because they know what they're gonna get. They're not gonna ask you, oh, when's Marvel, right?
Yeah, exactly.
you're gonna go to Lunar Bout and ask when's Marvel. Yeah.
Like, shut up, clown.
You know what you're tuning in for. Yeah, like,
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to understand though, up until like recently, I mean, the fighting games that were active, like the scenes were greater than X, were very low. But now we've gotten so big that even the smaller games are kind of big enough to host an event to. I mean, SNK alone, King of Fighters is coming out soon, and just that alone, paired with Samurai Shodown, is enough to have its own thing going on. But I guess that's what's the point. I guess that's the point of all these tours they're doing.
Yeah. I mean, we could partner up with like other games. Like I'm fine with running with anime fighters too, because they're cool with us.
Yeah,
and we
yeah.
kind of tend to play the same games. But like at this point, we kind of know where to draw the lines where certain communities could hang with each other, or at least like intermix and play the same games. And like certain scenes, I wouldn't see them ever jumping over to play like another game. Like for example, I find it super rare to find someone that plays anime fighters and Street Fighter or Capcom games.
I agree.
It's I don't know if it's beneficial to put them in the same major for that reason. Just because
you know what game should have its own fucking majors, which they already do.
Yeah,
it's Smash Brothers.
yeah,
they really don't crossplay at all. Like if any.
Smash is Smash. It's like its own thing. Like even the Smash players, they don't play the other Smash. They play like their Smash.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's how crazy it gets.
So I mean, I understand why they pair them together. Obviously, if you pair Smash with any fighting game event, you're gonna get money. You're gonna get the bulk of the interest from Smash, and then you can actually run the rest of the stuff you want. So yeah. I understand why they do it. It's just logistically, I think that's where we're getting to the point where running Smash and these other niche fighting games it's going to be difficult because you have to find space for everybody. But then at the same time, you don't want to run Smash because you want the Smash bucks.
Right? You want the sponsors to come, so you gotta do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. I like where the scene's going. But I'm hoping that it does that for like it's better structure and more exposure for certain games. Because I don't want to see anyone get left out. It's rough when you see like even at Frosty, you felt like Sam Show, they started top 48 late and stuff, and then like even 30 minutes late, like the whole scene, everyone gets upset. They go on Twitter and they voice like their anger, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, you know, if the tournament had less games, maybe you'll have more time for like to showcase this one game that everybody's trying to look forward to watching.
I know. It's I feel like it's just hard. It's hard because they'll have to do 2 events instead of 1, you know, and then they have to figure out how they're going to do 2 events instead of 1, and it's just a logistics nightmare for a TO. I mean, they already have so much on their plate, but yeah, I agree. I hope we can get like something going like that, but I feel like until tournament organizers see the benefit that like it's beneficial to do something like that, they're not going to push for it because it's just so much work to do 2 giant events like that.
Yeah, I'm hoping like the developers could step in and like support more grassroots guys that are running the tournaments. Like Lunabout is basically grassroots, dude. Just like there's no big company behind it.
Yeah, they're just like we're gonna have a major without the guys involved.
Yeah, it's like a bunch of stoners got together and said we're gonna play FPK games and we're gonna play the oldest fucking games that's out there. Right? And they did it. They actually got like 100 guys to get together to play a bunch of these old classic games. That's how cool it got. Like I would never expect that before I got into Sam Show. I would never expect that people still play all these old classic games like King of Fighters 2002, 98. Like, what was it the other day I saw like someone playing like Vampire Savior? Yeah. They had tournaments for that. And then when I went to ECT, I saw them play Sailor Moon. Damn.
I mean, I feel like the success of Lunabout is more on the guys who are running it. Like Marco really pushed to get everyone he can in order to get over there. I mean, even me, like I wasn't even able to go, but he really came through for me to make it so I can go. Because I guess he wants to have the best event he can, right? So he's trying to get any player that would make the event any better to come. You know, so like, hey, this guy's coming, so you should come, or this guy's coming. You know, he doesn't normally come out. You should come over here. So. Yeah.
I think he wants to get representation. I think with like most of the successful tournaments, or like Combo Breaker and stuff, they start off small. But I think their goal, like same as Lunabout, is to get at least 1 or 2 guys from every region like interested in going. Because the guy will come back and it's like word of mouth. You know, I went to Combo Breaker last year. It was great. Mm-hmm. And that's how you get it. Because you're playing like the long game. You're not hoping to like, you know, like those shady tournaments where they're like promising $10,000.
You talking about what's that one? There was that one guy that like there was like a 5K like Sam Show tournament, and he messaged a bunch of people asking for entry. It was like a $95 entry or some shit.
Yeah. Like, what the fuck, dude?
Like, who's this clown?
Yeah, right. Because you can tell, like, grassroots guys, they never talk about money. They're just talking about, you're gonna get like the best quality players. You're gonna have like stream time. Then the schedule is gonna be like lax. You're not pushed to keep doing stuff. You get to like hang out, meet people, because that's like the whole point of getting together to play. Is like you get to meet someone that plays the same shit that you play, and they like it, and they're from a different region. And it's like, damn, like you could all hang out, become friends and shit just because of one game.
It's fun,
right?
I mean, when I went to Kumite, I met a lot of people that I have seen already, but I met a lot of people I've never met. And when I was there, I just spent a lot of time talking to them about the game and explaining the game to them and like the higher level play. And that to me was like, it was just really fun just sitting down and just chilling and talking about the game. And I don't know if it's like too but it's because we had a lot. Kumite is ran by Bandy, and he's still pretty. He's not a tour for anything other than his own tour. And his event really feels like the biggest grassroots event. Because when I go, I love going to Kumite. Every time I go to Kumite, I feel like I'm gonna go do whatever I want, play my matches, chill, and talk to whoever I want. It'll all be chill, and I'll wrap it up and go home happy. That's how I feel like every time I go there. When I went to like the bigger events, like the majors that are like more wrapped up in the tours, I always feel like the pools are hurried, everything's a mess, and it's like chaotic, and then I'm like trying to rush my food into my stomach to get to the next thing I'm trying to do.
Yeah. That shit is like too Hollywood, I agree. I saw Kumite, I was watching it. It looks super nice. Like I know those guys, people are actually like reaching out to them because I know they're gonna run DTN this year.
Mm-hmm.
And I know they branched out to like Kumite in Texas, so I'm hoping they get big.
He's great. He's a great TO. He if there was anyone that's gonna turn DTN around, it'd be him. I've never had a single problem out of his tournaments ever. So yeah, it's in good hands.
Hopefully. He got a lot of work though.
Oh yeah, he's got a lot of work to do. I don't know. I'm pretty sure he understands that though. But I mean, if he's up for the challenge, then good on him.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, from what I've heard about DTM last year, yeah.
Now, do you see the medals?
Oh man,
medals, man. They got actual bronze, and then they rusted.
Oh my god, yeah. When I saw that Twitter post, I'm like laughing like crazy. Oh man,
I was dying. I saw that shit. I'm like, damn, they all got a piece of the Statue of Liberty.
They all got third place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But. All right, man. Actually, I got another thing I want to ask you. So we're both Street Fighter 4 guys. So I gotta ask you, man. So did you learn fighting games on Street Fighter 4, or would you already a adept player before Street Fighter 4? Because I learned on 4. I played fighting games growing up, but I learned how to really play fighting games with 4 because online play, obviously, and I grew my strengths from 4, and 5 came out, and I was like, no way, Jose. So I don't know if you, as a 4 player, also built your fundamentals on 4, and then you just kind of branched out to other things.
I used to be a Marvel 1 player.
Oh my god,
that was my shit. Like Marvel 1, like got me into fighting games, because I think I was like 12 or 13 when it came out. So every summer we go out to like this video store. They had like 4 Japanese cabinets with Marvel 1, Marvel 2 setups. Mm-hmm. And it's like from 8 o'clock to like 8 at night, we just play nonstop, take breaks in between to go eat or whatever. It's like that whole Marvel scene that got me really hooked into it, because back in the days it was like super grimy,
Yeah, and for
like,
sure.
Like the only way to make friends was to get good. Because They don't talk to you if you're a scrub, right?
Yeah, they just give me a quarter, just keep moving, scrub.
Yeah. Hey, you couldn't even ask for help. They would look at you differently. Like, nobody wants to help you. They don't want you to beat them, right? So everything was just trial and error for me. Like,
that's so funny. Cutthroat. It's, to me, that's cutthroat, because there's no, like back then, all you had was shitty forums and like no video evidence. So you really had to lean on your local players to get better.
And the local players, they'll tell you like urban legends and stuff of like some guy doing some sick ass combo or some reset, and there's no footage, so they're like describing it. You're like thinking about it in your head. It's so weird, because I used to like run into like the supermarket and go straight to the magazine section to read all the tips and tricks stuff, you know?
Yeah.
I'm like, there's no fucking way you could do this combo, or there's no way that you can unlock this character, right? There's no internet. You're like, whoa, there's like red Venom, and there's just like this shadow lady. She looks like Chun-Li. I'm like, what? And then some guy picks it up, and he does it, and everyone's just getting smoked by him, you know? That was like the whole scene back then, which is like super archaic, you know?
Yeah.
But with that, like, yeah, I really got into Street Fighter 4 after I think I was watching Justin play Daigo at the first Evo that had Street Fighter 4, and it was like the way Daigo played. He was doing like extension like back in the days, I guess in 08, 09, those extension combos were sick. It was like,
you mean like that medium Hadouken FADC combos?
Oh, he did like 4 mediums because it's like Rufus, you know?
Yeah.
So you get like all the sick ass combos on Rufus because of his big airbox. But he was like doing it. He was like stunning Rufus, and Justin had to go pick Balrog and all that stuff. It was crazy, just like watching them play, going back and forth. It just like got me really into it. I don't know, like I felt like most of the kids growing up watched Daigo and Justin. They kind of idolized those guys. Even to this day, like even the newer Street Fighter 5 players, they still talk about Daigo from when like the Perry video came out.
Well, Daigo's a good player. I feel like this game does not allow him to highlight his strengths currently. So hopefully when 6 comes out, it's more old man game. he can like benefit from anti-airs a little harder, and his footy's a little better, you know. Yeah, he's still a great player. I mean, he's getting older, but he's still got it. Him and Justin both are still good. I have to play Justin. If Justin's gonna come to final round, I gotta play that fucking guy. If I do beat him though, it'll be surreal almost, because you know, when I started, I was like, Justin's amazing. So is Daigo. I'm just gonna watch, because when I started off as like a competitor, small time competitor. Like I competed in those GameStop tournaments, and the first ones that were like for the cav or whatever, and then like you gotta trip the Evo or some shit. So I competed in that, and I saw Justin and Daigo. I was like, these guys are fucking insane. And then at that point, I realized like just how big like the gap is for fighting games. And I never really quite reached it in 4, because I used 4 to learn. So by the end of 4, I was pretty good. I was solid, but it was too late by then because we had 5. And then, you know, I feel like everyone's first fighting game is never their one they come out in, but maybe the second one is usually the one they come out in. They're like, they're just like, where'd this guy come from? And it's like, I was losing for 4 years.
Yeah. I've heard stories about like there was this random kid online who's scrubby, and like he would be losing to like these local heads, and then for some reason when 5 came out, he got really good. Nobody could believe it. In my scene, like they're still talking down on him, and it ended up being Punk.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Punk is that guy. Yeah, Punk was a dude. Punk used to rage quit online all the time, and he sucked. He was not even that much better than me. But like when 5 came out, something happened with that guy, and
it just clicked.
Yeah, 5 clicked for him. All the things he was bad at either did not exist in 5, and all his strengths were amplified. So he was just like, I'm in there. I'm going to just kill everyone. He killed everyone. He beat everybody.
Yeah. The first couple seasons, he was so untouchable. It was crazy. Like, he made guys that were in top 8 look like they didn't even know how to play the game. Like, he would mix them up with the same mix-ups over and over and over. And at one point, he gets you so scared where you would take his grab because taking 3 grabs was better than getting shimmy. That's how much fear he put in you. It was crazy.
Yeah, Punk is definitely like the ultimate story of that, where like he was not good, but then the next game came out and he was great. And I don't know. I feel like everyone just finds a game that they click with, and I feel like so. If anyone who's listening, if you're playing fighting games now and you're sucking, and you just don't feel like you're doing it, you're getting anywhere. As long as you keep practicing, this game may not be your game. You may like this game, but you'll probably find another game later on, and you're gonna be a god, and you won't even know why.
Yeah, right. It just clicks for you.
Yeah,
it just happens, man.
It's surprising. Like me, this game is like my game. Is out of nowhere to me. It's still surreal that I even do anything. Because believe it or not, like me winning Kumite, that was like the goal for like me forever ago. But it happened so simple. Like it just happened. Like I never would have expected it to just happen like the way it did. Like I just won Kumite. That was something. I expected it to be like grueling. But
all right, let me ask you a question. When you got sent to losers that early in top 8, like how bad were you feeling at that moment?
I was pissed. Man, I was mad.
The way you got sent to
yeah, that's why I was pissed. I was like, this fucking guy just cheated me out of an easy Kumite. So after that, because I only picked Wanfu because I really don't like Tam Tam versus Yoshitora, because it really is a it's a lopsided rock paper scissors game. And I'm like, man, fuck this shit. I'm gonna pick Wanfu. And it was clean. I was gonna win. It was like I had a clean victory at that point. And I made 2 vital mistakes. One, he SSN'd me out of the air. And I could have pressed anything and stopped it, but I fucking froze because I'm nervous, right? Because this is my dream tournament, right? Like, I'm gonna win Kumite. So I freeze. He hits me. I think I'm dead. I stand up. It turns out I have 1 HP. I get back to sit back down. The motherfucker kills me. I'm like, damn it. I was pissed. And so after that, in my head, I'm like, you know what? After playing Wanfu versus him, this guy can't fuck with my Tam Tam at all. In my head, I'm like, this guy can't fuck with my Tam Tam, because I could tell how he plays. I'm like, I am just gonna like give him maybe 1 or 2 rounds just to figure out what risk he's willing to take, and then I'm gonna just cut his legs, and and that ended up happening. Like ended up he couldn't move, and I think he was nervous because as soon as he couldn't do anything, I think he just shut down, and that was the end of that. I felt bad for Bates. Should have beat him though, but Bates got like bamboozled by like fucking like shit he's never seen.
Yeah,
but you know that's why we go compete, right? To go see some shit we never seen before. So you know he learned. He told me he's
so
like
confused out there. Yeah,
he told me like that shit ain't gonna happen again. Sadly, he had to play me again though, and I know I play him all the time, so he was fucked on that. But I think had I here's the thing, had I beat him the first time and Bates played him, then he would have probably beaten him. But since I lost, Bates lost and had to play me, so he got fucked.
You fucked up the timeline.
Yeah, I fucked the whole timeline up. It was fucked up. I fucked up everything. But it's fine. It's whatever. I learned my lesson. I learned about like not counting I learned about like motherfuckers doing desperate ass shit last second to make a fucking win.
I heard during that tournament he did that to somebody else too. It wasn't the only time he did it.
Oh yeah, he did it to somebody else, and I think I saw him do it. But it didn't occur to me he would even try that shit on me because he was such a decisive win. But he did it. That guy that's embarrassing. Nope. I hope that gets buried with time. I hope like 4 years from now, no one will ever see that shit again.
Even the commentators were just like, what? Because they were already like, oh, this shit's over, let's go to the next game. And then he pulls that out. And I'm like, holy shit. Because if you get hit by that, most people that get hit by something like that, it really breaks them going into like losers bracket. Like if you have to immediately play your losers bracket match right after, you might lose just because your head is still thinking about the previous game. Like you're just like in disbelief. You're still in shock. But
I was
crazy.
I was pissed. I was more angry than shocked. I was angry at me because at that point I knew I had to win and I just choked. And so it just came down to like the next games. I just broke it down like, well, I have 4 games to warm up my Tam Tam, and just by the time I get to him, I should be able to just, beat the shit out of him. And luckily, I didn't lose a single game. All the way up. So it was enough for me to I pretty much went into the grand finals with like complete momentum, right? Because I didn't lose a single game, so I'm just like, vroom. So since that happened, I was able to play. If he was cold, I took advantage of it. But then he beat the shit out of me the first game, like the first round. He like perfected me in like 10 seconds. And then after that, I was like, this guy is just gonna do shit. So I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna mass jab. So I just jabbed him until he jumped, and I answered him like 3 times. And then I was like, okay, he's just gonna keep running. So I just mediated him like 5 times. And then I was like, okay, so if we're gonna play like this, I'm just gonna beat you with just pokes and then guessies, and it was enough. But that was my experience for that game. That was my first ever. You know what? I won TFC. But that was like so underwhelming. But that was like my moment of truth, was winning Kumite. But to me, like, that was my most important win ever, because that's the tournament I've been wanting to win since I started playing Street Fighter 4. So that's like a 6, 7 year, 8 year fucking win in the making, I guess. But
damn,
I feel old now because I'm fucking talking about Street Fighter 4 again, but. I'm happy it happened. I'm glad I finally got the win I wanted. Now I just gotta go Lunar Bout, and I gotta fucking somehow turn it up there, I guess.
You gotta travel to a different region.
I mean, I've conquered the South, so now I have to go up to New York or to y'all on the West Coast and see what that's about.
Yeah, I know New York guys got really high expectations for you.
I know, it's terrible.
They talk you up like crazy because of how good Bates was. So
I know, it's horrible. I don't want to let them down. And I'm very self-defeatist. So it doesn't take very much for me to like defeat myself and get really upset. So I just have to not. I have this thing where if I don't lose, it's like it says. Here's the rule of me in tournament: if I don't lose a game. Until I lose a game, I'm like ridiculous. But once I lose a game, things get a little rocky. But there are most tournaments I win, I don't lose a single game the entire tournament. So if I can just roll through everyone and Lunar Bout, and if it's feasible, then I'll be doing good. But if I lose the set, I'm gonna fucking just crumble.
Oh man. There's a lot of Ukios out there. I know.
I hate it. There's gonna be like a ton of Ukios. That's the worst nightmare I could ever have. Yeah. Just guessing like crazy. Oh, that's what I wanted to ask you. I actually want to talk. I'm glad you brought that up. So you're the Jubei guy, but lately you've been playing Ukio a lot. So what's that about? Are you just trying to make the switch, or have you just been fucking around?
I hate the mirror match. Sorry. I leave Ukio just to beat Jubei. Yeah, like back when I was still playing Ronin Rumble, there was this one guy. Sorry, I forgot what his name was because he doesn't play that much anymore. But I would run into him every Ronin Rumble, and it would be last round. Yeah. And I was like, I'm gonna drop a game to him one of these days. And then it happened. I lost the game to him. I'm like, fuck the mirror match. I can't do this shit. Because Jubei, I'm pretty sure everyone feels the same way. Like, Jubei has like a stupid jump medium. It has like no hurt box or whatever.
Yeah.
So like you can't ever jump at him, even if you're reading him like throwing a normal on the ground, because he'll recover and then jump up and do the medium.
Yeah.
Hit you out every time. And that, like, I was getting hit with my own shit, so I was like, I'm gonna learn a stupid character to fight this stupid character. So, like, I've been doing that since I want to say like late last year. So it's been working. I've been beating all the Jubeis I run into. So, like, mission accomplished.
I'm glad you played. Did you So like, I feel the same way about Tam Tam, because Tam Tam can punish everything Tam Tam does. I'm just like, damn, this
Like-
character sucks. I'm like, I hate playing this mirror
You
match.
can't play the mirror. You can play the mirror if you want, but why? Why do that to yourself?
My only issue is that like I actually the only other character I like doesn't do well versus Tam Tam anyway, so it's not even worth it. I just run the mirror. I hate it, but I do it. But I understand why you would want to do it. That like Jubei versus Jubei is grueling. It's literally just not wanting to do shit, and then when you want to do some shit, you can't get away with it. So
It's like in 4, it's like when you watch a ROG mirror.
yes, it's exactly like ROG mirrors.
Oh man, it's so like
No one wants to do
I can't
shit.
describe it. One guy's trying to grab the other guy's jabbing. It's like the whole match.
Yeah, and some guy does dash straight, and the other guy can punish that dash straight with their own dash straight. Chat dash straight. Honda mirrors are that way too. I hate watching Honda mirrors. That shit's painful to watch in Street Fighter 4.
Yeah, it's those mirror matches where two guys have really long range attacks but don't have a fireball. So it just becomes like a grinded out game where you're looking more at the timer than their health.
Yeah, you're just trying to win through attrition at that point.
Yeah. So it's super rough because in tournament or whatever, you're playing to win. You don't want to take all these risks if you don't have to. So it ends up being a timeout fest,
Yeah,
that's the nature of competition.
man, mirror matches suck. I think they suck extra hard in this game. I think mirror match in this game. I don't know if there's too many characters in this game that want to mirror match each other, just simply because all the characters in this game just seem to be able to take advantage of their own weaknesses. So,
Yeah, right.
like does Ukyo players probably hate Ukyo mirrors because what are they gonna do? Everything you do with Ukyo is gonna get punished by Ukyo.
Oh yeah, Ukyo punishes Ukyo super hard. Like, you know how no one can punish his slide?
Yeah, he can just Tsubami Gaishi.
Yeah, he could Tsubami his own slide on block, like all versions. Like, holy shit. You can just run the Ukyo mirror if you're running into an Ukyo that you don't want to play against.
Yeah, it sucks. I mean, I was gonna be an Earthquake player at some point, but I had to play next to Nidus, and I vowed to never run the Earthquake mirror ever again, and I just stopped playing Earthquake.
That guy is really good too.
That guy has a lot of he's pretty good, but he's very exploitable in his patterns, and he really wins on people that get frustrated. But we play him so much that we know his patterns, and it's really hard for him to ever get ahead on us, because at any moment we know what's going to happen, and we just kill him immediately. Because Earthquake has that problem where like if you get red once with Earthquake, it's usually -50 or some shit, and you get to kill him for it.
Yeah, you're right. I know that guy's really hard on himself too. Like, I've seen him do really well, and then whenever he loses, he gets like really into his feelings.
He gets really mad when he loses. I feel bad for him. There's not much we can do to calm him down. We just let him go do a lap, and then we can talk to him afterwards.
But it's good. He's competitive. That's what I like.
Yeah. My only problem is that I want him to get better. I think he's just too stuck on his patterns. He has the ability to get good. He knows what he has to do. The moment he gets mad, he goes back to patterns, and that's what kills him.
Yeah, I've seen it. Like, you can tell when he's gonna throw the stand H to deflect.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
And then when he throws it, his weapon goes away. He just lost the round because he's predictable just for 1 second.
Yep.
Yeah,
it's terrible.
That's rough.
Rough. It ain't easy not being a top tier.
Yeah, right. That's the life he chose. Nobody asked you to play Earthquake.
I think Earthquake's fine. A lot of these characters are so like in Samurai Shodown. I know everyone likes to complain and like talk about switching characters and stuff, but really, I mean, unless you're playing like Rimuru, or Wu, I guess your character ain't bleeding too bad. This game is balanced enough to where you can make shit happen. It's because a lot of the game is in the mind games. It's not too much. Like the tools matter obviously because you can make the shit happen, but this game is built that with the correct read, you can make the whole fucking game over in a second, right? Let's pretend you're playing Jubei. Jubei is the best character ever. Right, quote unquote. He's not, but I mean, he's like top 3 in my opinion. But let's say you're playing Jubei, and I'm just dying over here playing Yoshitora. I land one parry. The shit, I'm back in there. Like,
Yeah, you land one, you automatically get 7 swords.
Yeah.
And now you're on my ass. Yeah, that's all it takes. You just make one good read, or you just like guess. Sometimes just guess, because even think of it like as probability. You know, if he wants to win, what's he gonna do? Throw a light and kill you? You know, is he gonna kick? Most of the time he won't because his leg is too short or something. So he's gonna do something stupid. Just look for the parry. Like, what do you gotta lose? You're gonna lose the round. You might as well steal it back, or even better, make him rage burst.
I know.
Even if you lose the round, yeah, like that's a win for me. If you rage in the first round, I'm like happy because I know I'm gonna take the second round.
Yeah, for sure you're gonna win now because if he raged and then beat you, you have weapon flip going to the second round, and he's probably gonna get fucking hit by that shit.
Yeah, he's gonna get hit or he's gonna get scared. He's gonna sit there and you're gonna grab him and you're gonna mix him. Like that. That's the thing I like about this game. Like, you're never out of it. You're always in the game as long as you know your character. That's why I felt like early on in most games, like people shouldn't switch back and forth with their characters because, like, character specialists they learn the game, like the mechanics, a lot faster than the guys that pick like 3 or 4 characters and try to like counterpick people and stuff.
Yeah,
like a character specialist, they'll go through like the grind of having to like fight like 7-3 matchups and stuff that you feel is unwinnable, but over time, like you play it so much where you change the meta of the game to the point where it turns around, where it becomes like an even match just because of how many different styles of that character you fought against. It's pretty, like,
I agree.
When I first watched Charlotte play against Tam, it looked like Tam bodied the shit out of her. But the more I watched it play, the more I felt like it's not as bad as it looks when two guys know their character. Because Charlotte gets really stupid when you get near, you know? Like, Tam, the closer you are to him, the weaker he gets. Because he's a big target, and, like, he has, like, a dead space in between where he throws his weapon.
Yeah.
So once you get to that spot, you exploit it. But most people, when they play that match, they're just bitching and moaning that Tam can hit you from full screen. But everything he hits you is deflectable.
Yeah, or whiff punishable.
Or his whiff, or his sword is, his sword
is a hurt box. It's just a hurt box. That match is like, you know, it's funny you said that because, like, most Shuns, like I said, I demolished them, but Terrence, Terrence is a character specialist to, like, to the max, and he played Chun-Li no matter how bad or good she is, and he's doing the same thing with Charlotte, and really he's the first Charlotte to, like, deliberately take advantage of every little thing I get to do. And you can definitely, like, I can still tell I win the matchup, but it's not so one-sided like it appears to be to everyone else. It's just stuff like that.
Yeah, you gotta stay focused. You can't just, like, chill out and beat him. Like, you have to really see what he's doing. That's how much focus he got you playing. That means he's a good player and he knows his character. Like, I'm trying to think about it. If you remember in 4, like, Geef really got fucked up by Sagat.
Yeah.
And then Snake Eyes showed up. He was, like, beating, like, Sanford and stuff. I couldn't even believe it because
that's supposed to be a 7-3.
Yeah, that's like a hard 7-3, and he's out here doing that. Like, that's how much Snake Eyes played Geef. Like, he'll sit down and learn 7-3 matchups. Like, I guess most of, like, the newer players that come in and they get really discouraged when they run into something that they just have no answer for. So rather than, like, sitting in the lab and doing training mode or whatever, they kind of just look for an easy way out. You know, try to pick like a 5-5 match, or even better, like a advantageous matchup, and just learn that. But then you'll run into somebody that knows how to play their disadvantaged characters. Like Scrub Cybot is a really good example of somebody that plays his character no matter what.
I mean, like, he's quitting that shit. But
I remember, like, at Canada Cup, Jimmy played Basra against him, and Basra, like, really fucks up Tam. But for some reason, and this is like Jimmy coming off like a bunch of wins with Basra, and at the time he's like hot shit with boss, right? And then for some reason, when we were playing in tournament, like it turned around. Scrub just hit him with everything, because apparently Scrub's been playing the match a lot, so he figured out like these little things. Like you don't have to play somebody that is just as good as your opponent, but you just need to play somebody enough to where you understand the mechanics of the other guy's character, and you can probably hang, if not like beat him.
The way I try to explain it to Jimmy earlier, I try to tell him like, look, you have two options. You can either pick the best character and keep moving, or you can pick your character and learn the matchup better than the other guy. And the only reason I bring that up is because if you switch characters and then you run into the other guy who did actually learn the matchup well enough to beat someone like you, then it doesn't benefit you to switch character. Now you're double down, because now he's better than you and his character is already at a deficit, but he's still better than you. So how the fuck are you supposed to beat this guy?
Yeah, that means he's way ahead of you in skill level at this point, right?
Yeah, he's like doubled his fucking points on you. It's just, I agree. Like, there's a point where maybe you should switch characters because the character you're playing is not, it's not what you imagined at a high level, and you just want something else you want another character that will do what you want to do. I can understand that, but I don't, a lot of players, I mean, and maybe in other games where the tier list is more fucked up, it's a thing you can do. But in this game, the tier list is not so fucked up as to like switching to Ukyo is gonna fix your being punished all the time problem. Like, that's your footsies. You have to work on that. You have to work on the matchups. Why are you getting punished all the time? Your fucking spacing is bad. Well, your spacing is not gonna get better when you pick Ukyo. You know, it's like stuff like that. It's just, I understand. Yeah. I understand why, but a lot of people aren't doing it for the perceived reason. They're doing it for reasons that don't correlate to why they're losing.
Yeah. Like, maybe it's just this game. I feel like your character doesn't carry you as hard as like other games, where the strong characters really carry the mediocre players.
Yeah.
I suppose. Like, I always felt like Tam is a hard fucking character to play. Like, he's really good at bullying people when you first start off learning the game, just because, you know, the spacing and how far you could extend your weapon and everything. But the more you play the game, the more you realize like the weaknesses of that strong character starts to show. Like, he can't deflect into SSM.
You can't dodge SSM.
He can't dodge SSM. That's like super big, right? He can't run up grab because of how slow he runs. And like, once he's in the corner, he can't instant overhead anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, like all those options that was bullying you when you first learned the game, it's not there anymore, because now you know what you can't do. But like, imagine if you never even did that. You just like, oh fuck Tam, he's bullshit. I'm gonna go learn somebody else and try to like out Tam him. I'm gonna try to gimmick him out.
It's funny because like that the character I played Tam and 5 Special for a month before 7 came out, and I was like, I love this character, and I was like, I hope they fix his dead zones. It didn't fix his dead zones. No. But they didn't do it. And then throw weapon flip back then, you could burst no matter what.
You could still do it now at a certain space. Like,
yeah, but before it was all the time, like no matter what. So I was like, okay, I don't want to play this character. I want to play Charlotte, because I don't want to have these weaknesses. But when they fixed that, I was back on board, because I was like, now I can play the game I want. And this character's gross, but it is also not gross, because the more I play Tam, I realize how like crucial it is to be able to dodge SSM, because there's so many matches where I could have won as any other character, but
you dodge and all you get is stand H.
Yeah, stand heavy. Not even a knockdown either. Like you either go for a sweep if you want the fucking knockdown.
Yeah, but you take away damage or whatever, right?
Yeah,
it's like the whole third round is about dealing as much damage as you can, because you know the inevitable is gonna come. He's gonna pop rage, and you're gonna have to fucking guess at this point.
Yeah.
So you want to take him down to the point where once you get near rage, you just poke and kill him.
Yeah, that's exactly how. That's the intelligent way to go about it. You get as big as likely as you can, and then when they pop rage, then you poke and kill them or throw them, and because they can't burst anymore. And then I feel like when people rage burst in the third round, they super focus on the Isen, and it makes it actually a lot easier to like make them fuck it up because they really want it.
It's a lot easier to grab somebody when they pop rage because they just really want to catch you jumping shit, right?
Yeah.
That's the one part I loved about watching DD play is that he always steals his turn back because of that. Like when he thinks you're gonna do something, like try to Eason him or try to deflect him or something, he'll run up and do something random. It looks stupid, like uppercut you or something or overhead, like super unsafe. But to him, it's the right decision to make because you're so focused on one thing, you're not really like seeing the whole picture.
Yeah.
And he takes advantage of that like over and over and over on different players too.
Luckily, Tam Tam has an advantage in that particular skynario because luckily he can't do that float shit on Tam Tam because he's got the weapon flipping technique that goes into the fucking into the skybox.
Yeah. He actually respect you. Yeah, that's the good part.
But I feel like I know you say like characters don't like carry people. The only character I think is really degenerate is probably Shizumaru. I don't think he carries anyone, but his tools just exist outside of the game almost. Like
he ignores Eason.
Yeah, he ignores Eason. He's got his own third comeback mechanic and tap that no one else has. And then he also is like when he's in Eason, it's like you're fucked because he can option select his weapon flip, his run throw game is good. You don't want to challenge him in the air because he's got his JC so good. It's just, you know, that character. I think if they just tone down his ability to ignore Eason, he'd be more manageable. Because right now he's like the only character that's a super high tier character that can like just outright ignore the third round of the game most of the time.
Oh yeah, like I'll agree with you on that part. Yeah. Like even I was talking to Lagia. I think the two things he mentioned he hated about the game was third round Eason and Shizumaru. Because the way Shizumaru plays is like super degenerate style of playing, where you're taking hits you don't really carry because you already have a tap unlock. Because at any moment you can take out half of their health.
Yeah.
If they hit you even harder, you pop rage or you're enraged already, you could just tap again and you'll take more than 50%.
Yeah.
And like most people, they don't even punish block tap correctly, you know? Because it's actually really hard.
No, it's like one of those moves that's really negative, but it has very little block stun, so you have to act immediately. Yeah,
I think I read it's like -38 or something, right?
Yeah, Tam Tam can actually punish it with SSM.
Tam is the best. Tam is the best at punishing it because you could weapon flip him and shit. Like
you 5C, so nice. Weapon flip, SSM. That's why like Scribe Sidebot was thinking that maybe Tam Tam beats Shizu. I don't know if he beats Shizu, but he may go even at least because he can at least control the matchup a little better than most characters. Just because he can punish everything so hard and he can keep him out of the sky. You know, those are nice little benefits he gets. But at the same time, it's still Shizu. And I mean, there ain't really much we can do as a Tam Tam to beat JC on that character.
Oh man, that move you can't even 2B it, right?
You can, but it's all in the timing. So like if he swings early and you don't do anything, then it'll whiff and then you can 2B. But if you 2B early and he presses early, it'll hit you and he'll get a full combo. So it's like, so you have to guess. You're
crouching, right?
Yeah, so you have to guess. You have to guess on when he's gonna press it. But if he waits late, then it's really easy to 2B him out of the air. So it's like a complete rock paper scissors in the air every time he jumps. That's why I just try to be obnoxious. I just try to 2B JC at random. I'll try throwing the air skull just to keep the little shit on the ground. But I don't like throwing the skulls because the fucking
umbrella.
The umbrella on the top, man. This is it's too much. But but you know, it's enough. Weapon flipping technique is enough because he can't jump. That's all that matters.
Yeah, that's the most important part. His jumping. That shit's crazy, dude. He's like hopping around like Magneto or something. Yeah,
it's crazy. He's just like flight cancels in the air. It's just, you know, I'll like if I want him balanced, the way I want him balanced is I want his weapon when he let goes of the umbrella, he comes down fast. He comes down fast right now. They just need to make him normal, and then it'd be much easier to send his ass. Or he can only do it once, because right now he can umbrella. He needs to only be able to do it once, and then let go and fall at normal speed, and then he won't be so damn stupid. Because that's most of the problem is that he can ignore the thing that everyone else has to deal with.
Oh man, yeah, I agree with you on that part, dude. I'll co-sign that.
Nerf the umbrella.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, if they just nerf that part, I think the rest of the character will still be good and then not be too ridiculous. So he'll still be really good, but I don't mind him being really good. I just want him to suffer like everyone else.
Yeah, we're all taking this Eason. This guy out here is just ignoring it.
And not only does he ignore it, but he's gonna punish your ass when he comes back down.
Oh my god! Here he has like the tap lock and loaded or umbrella ready.
It's ridiculous. Yeah. So
good character.
So the next thing I want to ask you about is Lunar Bout. So is there anyone Lunar Bout you're trying to play? Like, are you looking forward to?
I want to play Sonic Soul.
Oh, that guy, man! That guy is like that guy is a fucking whirlwind of emotion.
Yeah, I'm hoping like because he was one of the earlier guys to get the games. I used to watch his videos of him doing like tutorials and stuff. And I think for a while he had like his ups and downs. I think with like real life and maybe like some of the stuff in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I felt like he was like one step away from being like a great player. I love the way he plays because it's like sporadic and stuff, and sometimes it's less thinking and more about feeling and stuff.
I actually hate that shit. I hate watching him do like random bullshit. I'm like, what is he doing?
He'll do like 4 Tsubamis in a row just because he's feeling it, right? And they'll all hit, and he's like, you can tell he's feeling himself, and like he's in the zone, so he doesn't really give a shit if he gets hit or whatever. He's just coming at you full speed.
Yeah. And
that style is super entertaining. Just to have like that 1 or 2 guy in the scene that's just like, you look out for him because you know I don't want to say random because random just like says that he's not thinking.
Yeah.
But it's like a momentum based player where you're afraid to see in the bracket just because you know this win isn't going to be easy. Because like you're going to get double perfected or you're going to double perfected, right? Like that's what you got to look forward to. I'm hoping he plays more because I know he's really into Street Fighter right now, but I'm hoping he gets back to Sam Show. Just because I felt like all the stuff that he did, it's good for the scene. And yeah, just
at the very least, he was an entertaining streamer for a lot of people that watch Samurai Shodown.
Yeah, like a lot of like viewers and stuff, he got him into it, or he got them watching like early on in his videos and all his Ukiyo tactics and stuff. Like it looked like a lot of Ukiyos copied him early on. Just because of how wild he was. Yeah,
trust me. I saw tons of Ukiyos trying to do crazy bullshit from full screen. Just fucking do it 3 Tsubamis.
Yeah. He was the first guy to play me, and he would drop his weapon down as a way to like bait me to rush him or something. I'm just like, this is hella disrespectful, but I respect it because you got the balls to do that to me. Oh yeah, I don't know. He's probably like one of the guys that look. The other one would probably be like those East Coast heads like Aru and Jacko.
I want to play those guys too.
Because I know those guys have gotten a lot better. At least Jacko. I know Aru like has his ups and downs with the game, but I know Jacko's been playing consistently. And he's been winning a lot of those local. So I'm hoping to run some sets with those guys. Just see where they're at.
Yeah, that's where I want to do. I just want to see where everyone's at right now. I just want to push the game to the point where I imagine it, where everyone's playing optimal and it looks good. That's what I just want. I'm just so sick and tired of seeing people dropping SSM on DPs and shit, and it's like grand finals.
Yeah. Like you as a spectator and like you love the game, you want to see clean play from both guys, you know? That's like the best part where both guys are punishing each other properly and they're just hitting optimal combos and they're making good decisions with their meter. Like, whenever I watch that shit, it's like the best feeling in the world. Even when it's timeout.
Yeah, I love that shit. I like timeouts. Timeouts are hype in this game.
Yeah.
Because in this game, them last 3 seconds are slow. So
man,
you just get to see what the fuck they're gonna try to do to make the comeback.
A lot can happen. Because this game has runs.
Yeah, we have runs.
Some guys just like sprinting at you and shit. Like when Shiki's sprinting at you with her overhead and grab shit. It's like 3 seconds don't mean shit to her. She could get it back real quick.
Oh yeah, she's one Rekka combo.
Yeah. Yup. I don't know. Who are you looking forward to playing?
Me? Probably you. And I want to beat Diddy Mokov, and I want to play Jacko. He's the most enthusiastic out of everyone. So I definitely want to play him. I had a 5-hour conversation with him. Remember, I can't remember. Remember the little thing that Marco did where he was announcing shit?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we were all in the Discord, and everyone left. I talked to Jacko for possibly 3-4 hours afterwards, just about the game. It was like 5 a.m. when we went to sleep.
You guys doing like game theory, like
we
out your pen.
Yeah, we were just talking about like the state of the game and like people playing and like what their goals are and all kinds of shit. So he's really enthusiastic. So I definitely want to see where he's at. I hope. My fear is either I don't live up to the expectations of those guys, or my fear is that I'm actually too good, and then I don't want Jacko to feel bad. So there's like almost no winning, because either I'm like too good and then they don't like he feels bad, or like I'm like trash and then everyone's like, what the fuck, who's this clown? And then
why do we ask him to come?
Yeah, we went above and beyond for this guy, and he fucking drowned.
Oh man!
But I'm really hoping that this is like my great, because I've never traveled. So this is if I lose, there's a lot of reasons why this could happen. I've never traveled in a plane.
Oh shit, for real?
Yeah, I've never been on a fucking plane since I was like 6, and then like my parents drugged me, so I don't even remember doing it. Because my parents would like make me take NyQuil to make sure I could go to sleep, and so I slept the whole ride.
Don't you have anxiety? Do you have anxiety?
Yes.
Oh shit.
And so like I have a problem coming up in the next week.
Oh no.
So like either, and then I have to, so this will be my first time traveling in a plane, and it's gonna be my first time traveling out of the South ever, because I've only been further south. I've only been to Mexico, even further south. So like going north I've never been north. I'm like a geese. Always travel south.
Oh man.
So like the whole thing's gonna be fucked. But I mean, we'll see. This is a lot of firsts. It'll be me, first time me going to New York, first time me traveling a plane, first time for me traveling to compete. It's gonna be fucking terrible, but it's gonna be nice, because I think even if I do disappoint myself and everybody, at least at the end of the day we'll get some good pizza and just talk the shit. So I can at least look forward to that.
No, it'll be eye opening. Like you'll see that there's so many good players. Like, and I don't know. I feel like when you travel and you take a beat down, you come back and you're like way more motivated, because the next time you're going out, you're not expecting the same results.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah. It's crazy. I'm surprised you haven't been to Evo and stuff.
I've never been to Evo. I'm poor. So like I can never leave. I mean, now I have money, but like I'm okay. I'm not like very well off. It's only because I own a home. So like I've had ups and downs and trying to keep the house afloat, and only recently have I came out ahead. So now I'm starting to actually be financially secure again. But there was a good like 3-4 years where I didn't have like anything. I just constantly just coming out with like $0 every paycheck. But now I'm good. So I actually
That's good.
I almost got fucked out of this trip. I thought I was gonna be like perfectly fine, and then like my sewer line for my downstairs, it fucking it's like my house is like 70 years, is like from like 1970. So like the fucking shit had corroded completely. So I had to pay someone like $800 to fix the shit because it had to get underneath the concrete. And that was right before I just signed up for Lunar Bout. Cause I know it was right after I signed up for Lunar Bout. So I had to tell Marco, like, look, man, I can't go. But luckily he came through and he offered me an alternative to like be able to afford to go. So it's all good.
Yeah, dude. Marco's that dude.
Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, he just really wanted the hype at the tournament because otherwise he wouldn't have goaded what's his name to like go. Your boy.
No. I want you to play against Goro. Like, I want everybody to run a set with Goro.
I already hate playing versus Yoshitora.
If you hate playing Yoshitora, this is like the Yoshitora
Supreme,
even more. Like all the bullshit you could think of about this game, you'll feel all the anger. Like, man, the system's stupid. How the fuck is overhead so fast? Why is this like EX running moves so fucking fast? And why is it a low? And I was like, I could tell you all the shit that Jimmy, like the emotions that Jimmy went through playing him yesterday. I want the whole world to.
I didn't get to see that. Did Jimmy lose?
Oh, Jimmy got fucking smoked, dude. Oh man, when I was watching, it was like 10 games straight. And the worst part is, this guy had to leave, so he beat Jimmy a fuckload of games. He just took off. He's like, I gotta go home, guys. And it was like, what the fuck? Really?
That's so fucked up.
That's worse. When you beat somebody's ass and you gotta just take off.
All right, I gotta go work in the morning.
Yeah, and they gotta hold that shit for like the whole week. All right? Oh man.
Man, that shit sucks. Man, that Yoshitora, I hate it. He's like the ultimate gambler's character. So you should take that guy to Vegas. That dude, I hate playing versus Yoshi specifically because Tam Tam cannot SSM punish a lot of stuff that other people can, and Yoshitora is super SSM punishable, but like I can't do it. So like he gets to gamble twice as much on me. Like, this is aggravating. I want to play him though. I mean, I'm gonna be mad, but I'll totally play him. Especially with what you're saying. Man, fuck that guy. I already don't like him.
Oh man.
It'll be fun though. I can't believe I wish I had like known there was gonna be like all these 2 Yoshitoras I have to deal with now, but it is what it is. That was like a last second deal. I literally, that was last second, right? That literally the guy was like, yeah, I bet you can't beat me. It was like last second. All right, I'll go beat you.
It's funny because Guzman and Goro, they're like the 2 chillest dudes. Like I would never expect them to be talking shit like that, but damn.
What happened? I don't even know how it all happened.
So Guzman was playing against Aru at Frosty, and I think Guzman beat him and knocked him out of the tournament or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And Goro was like watching the match from home or whatever. And you know how when you watch from home, you do like to do like Monday morning quarterbacking.
Yeah, you're like, that wouldn't have happened to me. I would have did this.
You should have done this. You should have done that. Oh my god. And then I guess he posted it up on like the Yoshitora Discord about the matchup or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow Guzman saw it. I guess Guzman was lurking in the channel. He saw it. This motherfucker, he's trying to discredit my win. So he goes in, he's like, hey, I'm looking to run a set with any Yoshitora player right now. Trying to bait him to play.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh yeah, I'll play you whenever I see you, bro. Knowing that he'll never see him in person to play, right?
Yeah.
So I guess somehow Marco got word of it, and Marco's like baiting him. So Marco's like, all right, let's get this going, whatever. Let's get Guzman to play Goro. And he told me about it. And I was reading. I was like, all right, fucking just challenge him. He'll play. And then I guess Goro at first, Goro was like, "The fuck? I didn't even say anything to him." And then I had to show him like, you didn't disrespect him, but you indirectly insulted his win. So him as a man, he's gonna have to step up, right? And then we're just in here doing like WWE like bullshit.
Yeah. We're coming for the gold, sucker.
Yeah. And that's how it all started. So I mean, we kind of like baited two nice guys to play each other, but they're not nice when you watch them play. They're both scumbags in their own right.
Look,
so
one's a Yoshimaru and one's a Yoshitora. You can't trust either of those guys.
Yeah,
man, I can't wait to see that. There's gonna be a lot of. I feel like those are one of those matches where there's gonna be a big crowd behind them shouting nonsense.
Oh yeah, those fucking New Yorkers talk mad shit, dude. You'll find out that week. They're just like talking all this shit in your ear, and they're like laughing and giggling every time you get hit.
Look, man, I'm from Atlanta.
Oh yeah, I went to final round. They talk bad shit when I went to final round.
We're like almost violent with our words.
Yeah,
I've never I've been to like so many tournaments like around the South, and I don't think there's anyone that's ever came close to like Atlanta thuggery in terms of like vocals.
Yeah. Yeah, my first time at final round, I was like, "Oh shit, I should have brought a headset or something." Dude.
Yeah, it's
right behind me.
Yeah, it's right behind you, like behind you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny, like Nexonitis. So this is kind of like a little side story on that, but like Nex got like grand finals once with me. That was the Earthquake Mirror, and everyone was cheering. And then Bass goes, "Let's go, Painbot." And then Nexonitis goes, "Everyone stop talking." and then he's like, "I'm sorry. Let's go, Painbot." Dude, he got shook, and he's like, "I need to learn how to fight under the pressure and under the crowd."
Was it like his first time doing like an offline thing?
No, I think that was his first time dealing with a crowd, because he was good at poking. But they're quiet and not so numerous. But this is Atlanta, so people were loud. So like as soon as like he got grand finals and Samurai Shodown, our Samurai Shodown community is like a hodge. So we had like almost no SNK community, like no active SNK community. So our Samurai Shodown community is a hodgepodge of 4 different game communities. Because we have like two or three players from every community play this game. So when finally he had to play on our turf, because we don't play Pokken or whatever, so he had to deal with the insane shit going on in the background. He got tilted really bad, but that was funny. I'll never forget that, because he just turned around and was like, everyone stop talking.
I can't concentrate.
I couldn't believe it when he said that shit. And then I laughed. I laughed so hard when he said that. I knew I won. The moment he said that, I said I win. Because now everyone's going to be extra loud, and they're going to tilt them even more, and I don't have to do anything anymore.
He showed his weakness the moment he opened.
Yeah, exactly. He's weak. Go for the kill.
Yeah. You like smelled blood instantly. Damn.
It was rough. I don't think it hasn't happened to him ever again. But it was that one time was pretty something. The only other time, the other time that he got tilted once when Bates put the weapon on the ground.
I think someone told me about that.
yeah, he was winning, and then Bates is like, man, he just put the weapon on the ground, and immediately Nex jumped at him and swung, and then on a hit he DP'd him, and then he ran forward and DP'd him again, and then he got tilted, and it was a complete downhill from there.
Oh no.
He was super pissed. He did a lap.
Yeah, that's just like an equivalent to a teabag, right?
Yeah, he just threw the weapon down.
Drop your weapon and do 2 really unsafe moves back to back.
Yeah, that shit was gross. I couldn't believe he did that too. But yeah, that was something. But that was pretty. This game is emotional right now. Yeah. This game has got a lot of emotion in it. Eventually we'll all be robotic in our punishes, but for now everyone's kind of playing on their emotions. It makes for some interesting matches, to say the least. But
oh yeah.
But anyway, man, I appreciate you talking. We're almost the hour 30 minutes mark, so maybe it was a good time to stop. I'll probably hit you up again for another one, maybe after Lunar Bout, and then we can talk about like what happened, and because you're gonna have hyperdrive, and then you're gonna have Lunar Bout, and then depending on what happens on Lunar Bout, there may be a lot to talk about.
it'll be either a Painbot's godlike or damn Painbot's a fraud.
Yeah, damn Painbot sucks, but he's got a cool channel, so we'll let it slide.
He's just a content creator.
Man, I don't want to be just a content creator. I really want to win. But you know, some people got to teach these people how to play Samurai Shodown, so that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, dude, keep doing it. I love all the shit that you've been doing. I know the scene really needs it. We don't have enough YouTubers.
We don't have like Sonic Soul was really like the biggest guy. Like,
yeah,
with him gone, it's like a noticeable absence almost.
Yeah,
and it's almost like Samurai Shodown. We didn't have organized tutorials. We just had people talking on mics and just going through a list of shit. So like a lot of the tutorials you watch are just like the week one tutorials of people going over shit on a microphone, and none of that information is even relevant anymore because the game's changed a lot, and even like deflect and dodge is completely different now. Yep. so like a lot of tutorials just don't work. So like now now that the game is like settled down, I feel like me doing it helps, because now I can be like, hey, look, this is what the game looks like now, and this is what y'all should focus on.
Yep, we need that, dude. The patch changed everything, and people don't know that.
Yeah, people still think Android's cheap.
Like, still, like at Evo Japan, I was watching the stream, and we're just like, is Genjiro still really here? Like, you're like, man, when was the last time you watched?
Yeah, like, when's the last time you saw this shit? Genjo not even that good no more. And like, you should be worried about the umbrella guy.
Yeah. Like, who's that kid?
Yeah, you see how there's 4 of them in fucking top 8? Yeah. Yeah, watch out for the boy.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, thanks for inviting me. This is fun.
No problem, man. I feel like we don't have this existing in Samurai Shodown at all, so I figured it'd be a good idea to have better players talk to people and maybe get some insight on what they're thinking and why they do the things they do. But yeah,
this whole picking someone's brain.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. I like doing it, and also I'm trying to like get good too. So it's good to hear from everybody.
Yeah.
But all right,
you got a week of practice to showcase yourself next week.
I know I haven't practiced at all in like weeks because I've been making the guides, but this week I am gonna buckle down like crazy. Like, I'm gonna invite Terrence over every week, and me, Bates, and Terrence are just gonna fucking trifecta the game, and then I'll bring that shit with me to New York, and hopefully that's enough to like fuck people up.
Yeah. And work your anxiety with the whole flying thing.
Oh, that's fucked. No matter what, that's fucked. I have just like checked out. I am just knowing it's gonna be horrible for me, and then I just have to bear with it. That's the only thing.
If you gotta get drunk, do something.
Yeah, get drunk. I actually don't drink. It's twice as bad.
Oh no. Or smoke or whatever, right? Do what you gotta do to just like be there. Be together. Yeah. You gotta control yourself.
I'll do
I know. I heard Miranda Supergan.
Yeah.
She gets fucking shit faced before she flies because she has anxiety when it comes to plane.
Maybe hit her up. I'll have to ask her for her super tips on how to get completely fucked up before a flight.
Right?
Maybe.
Go hit up your mom for the NyQuil again.
Yeah, like, hey, you still got some of the good stuff.
Dude.
But all right, guys, I appreciate y'all tuning in. I appreciate Andy coming in. So we'll do this again next time, and peace.
All right, see ya. Bye.